I think that they, both in the international telecast and in the national telecast, that will be front and center. I know our crew that's doing the international telecast knows all about it and will talk about it, how it happened and how they try to prevent it from occurring. Oh, absolutely. It's very relevant.
Hey, Freddie's open to the rematch, Pacquiao-Bradley in the Sun Bowl. If we do well on Saturday night, what do you think?
I don't know if there should be a rematch.
I don't think there should either. But
I mean, it was a pretty one-sided fight, wasn't it? So, I know, we'll see. I just hope that what happened on Saturday really doesn't continue to adversely affect boxing, because it was an aberration and it has to be investigated, because people have to have clarity. What really happened on Saturday night?
Go ahead, Duke.
You talked about, we've heard from you before that the decision to ban the beer sales and, of course, not to hold the fight in the Sun Bowl to begin with might have been a personal issue regarding your son, correct?
Well, yeah, because, I mean, my son, who's a senior professor of education at New York University, has spoken about the educational system at the University of Texas system, and says that an inordinate amount is spent on research and not enough on educating the students. That the students are given, for example, in an entire semester, they don't get to do 20 pages of work. You know, I mean, it's just abysmal, because their professors are out doing research, doing their own projects. Nobody wants to grade papers. It's a scandal. And so he attacked the system, and Chancellor knows of the attack very well. You could tell when he made the statement saying, okay, you can go ahead with the fight, and then he put in, and I hope that UTEP becomes a great research university. You see tier one. Now, what was he saying? He was saying, don't devote your resources to educating the students, put it into research. That's the argument. So he was well aware of my son's position.
This became pretty personal to you, didn't it? I mean, after the nixing of the fight, and then you saw the city rally, you admired that, and this became a point for you to come back here, didn't it?
Absolutely. It's great. You never really see this anymore, where citizens rise up as one and say, we're not going to be pushed around. But look, this system, university, continues to do that. On every campus, University of Texas, when they have a boxing event or another athletic event, they allow the sale of beer. Not here in this event. Now, I don't make any money, not 5 cents from the selling beer. I have nothing to do with it. But it really grabs me wrong, because what they're saying is that the people here are second-class citizens and they can't handle a beer, but in Austin, hey, they can drink as much as they want.
Yeah, because of that, he's become public enemy number one here, Francisco Cigarroa, the chancellor. Should he be someone that we dislike at this point and are angry at?
Well, I don't want to get into politics, in this state, but I really am appalled by his lack of vision and his lack of foresight. How he became chancellor, I don't know. I think the Hispanic community backed him, and I think they regret making that decision.
This certainly goes beyond a fight, doesn't it? I mean, it's bigger than that now, for us especially.
Absolutely, it's bigger. I think there's a real problem with the University of Texas higher education system. I think there's a real fundamental problem that has to be rectified. The universities, as part of the system, have to start educating the students as priority number one, and research, as good as it is and as many headlines as it gets you, has to be the second priority.